Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you some tips on how to get the perfect ice balls for your whiskey or other drinks that you may be making. It's usually done with something like this. This is an ice ball mold. It's made out of silicone, it's very flexible, and sometimes it could be a real pain in the butt to do this. So what I'm going to do is show you some tips and tricks so that this is made simple, it's not frustrating, it's easy to do, it's kind of fun, and in the end you get the perfect ice balls, which is why you purchased this thing in the beginning. So how we're going to do this is by the use of either string or by paper clips, these things right here. So the issue that people run into is when they're filling this, the lid starts to lift up a little bit, which obviously will disassemble the sphere, the complete ball. So the whole point is to keep this lid fully down so that when it's in the freezer, it shapes in the correct shape that you want it to be in. So let's get started. One thing that you should know is you could do this using any tool that you want. So like if you need to use a gooseneck, that's fine, you could do that. You could use a pitcher. To show simplicity, I'm literally going to show you using a plastic cup. This is how simple it is. Two easy ways of doing this. The best way is probably using these clips. Most people probably won't have these little paper clips in their home, so I'm definitely going to demonstrate this using just a piece of string. You could use like fishing string, you could use literally sewing string, anything that will just kind of hold it together. It doesn't have to be tight, it just has to be kind of snug on the top so it doesn't go anywhere. With these, it's probably the best way. Like I said, all you would do is just clip them on to each edge, and it will hold down that lid so it doesn't go anywhere, and then you can go ahead and proceed to filling it. I'm not going to show this one right now. I'm going to show the string because most people will have some string laying around in their home somewhere. So what you want to do is take your string, you can cut it to a specific length that you want. It just literally has to go around and tie it. One thing to note is you do not want to tie the string this way, because what it's going to do is it's going to probably get too tight and the ends here will lift up. You want to cover as much surface as possible, so the best way to do it is long ways like this. What we do when we're in this position is we're just going to tie a knot to keep this secure, this lid secure to the bottom part of the mold here. The best way I found to do this is by making a little loop. You just fold a piece over onto each other, and then you're just gonna kind of make a knot like you normally would, just a simple regular knot. But now you're gonna have like this little loop here, and then you could take this end, put it in here. However you want to do this, guys, whatever is easier for you on tying a knot. You just want to make this a little bit snug and secure, so that the lid does not go anywhere. So I'll put this here, and then we're just gonna tighten this. Boom, nice and snug. As you can see, there's some tension there. That's all we're looking for. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill these molds all the way to the top. So again, I'm using just a simple plastic cup to do this, and the funnel that this sphere tray set came with. So you're just gonna fill it. You're gonna spill everywhere, so don't worry about spilling. It's totally common for that to happen. And you're just gonna simply go through and fill each one, just like so. Once you get this down, it should literally take you less than a minute to do this. Your first time might take a little bit of time. Try not to get frustrated. It'll get easier the more you do this. Okay, last one. Okay, so that's filled up. So what you want to do is you're going to pick it up and take it to your freezer. Okay, so you're going to bring this to the freezer. You're going to lay it on a flat surface, and you're going to notice You probably can't see it from there, but there's a little bit of space from where you filled up to the top of the mold. So you're just going to take a little bit of water, just like you had in your funnel, and you're just going to completely fill it back to the top so that it's all the way filled up. Again, don't worry about spilling, totally fine. Fill it all the way. Okay, good. So I could see that each one is filled all the way to the top. And what you're gonna do is just simply push it in. Now it's in the freezer, close it. Wait about 4 to 6 hours. It should be fully frozen, and I'll show you what the results are. I just took it out of the freezer, and I'm gonna show you what the balls look like after doing everything that we just did. So I'm gonna cut that off. If you wanna reuse that, obviously spend the time to untie it. And then what you do is you just wanna twist this up a little bit, because the water right there was the spillover. So that's obviously gonna freeze there. So if you just give it a couple twists like this, it'll loosen it up, be a lot easier to take apart. And then you just start from one end to the other. And you just want to open it up. Best to do this in a sink, obviously. So let's take a look at some of these. So that's a pretty damn good ball right there. That's one of them. I'll show you another one. Check that out. Almost perfect, beautiful ball. Sometimes you'll get it exactly right. Sometimes it'll take a few tries, but as you can see, it's a pretty good, pretty fantastic round ball. And if you do it just like I showed you, you should be able to produce this result every time. If you want to shave some of that off or break it off, you could literally, if you want it to look nicer, just simply hit some of those edges off. The tighter the seal, obviously when you fill it, the tighter it is, the less you'll have this kind of stuff around the edges there. Okay, so I'm going to show you the results of the ice balls from using these little clips. I just want to point out one thing. The seal all the way around was almost perfect throughout the entirety of this process, which is why using these clips is pretty recommended. So let's just get started, and I'm going to show you what these look like after filling them and freezing them. So there's going to be a little layer on the top. If you just start pulling on this right away, it's going to be very difficult to do. So what you want to do is you kind of just want to do a twisting motion, break up any of the ice that's on top. And then ideally you would do this over a sink, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to do it on the countertop right here. And then you simply just lift up, get all this off, and then there you have it on that. Let me show you some of these. This is one ball, almost perfect. Obviously you're gonna have these little like Saturn rings around the side of it. Not a big deal, that's usual, but for the most part it's a pretty solid, almost perfect ball. Let me show you some of these other ones so you get a better idea. Look at that one. Pretty dang good in my opinion. A lot of people, they struggle a little bit in doing this. They don't fill it all the way. The thing lifts up, etc. And you'll get a ball that looks like this. You know, not all the way filled to the top, or it'll be more halfway or whatever. That's not what you want. You want something like this. And with the methods that I just showed you, you'll get this result practically every single time. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, you can post them on our Amazon listing page. Other than that, have a great day.